Welcome back, eSIMstudios YouTube channel. Today is Friday, March 20th, 2026. Man, time is flying. Hope everybody had a good week, had a good Friday, and it's time to discuss a little technology. How about that? So, man, I had a bad allergy day today. Holy crap. I was going to go live earlier, and I sounded like if you pinch your nose and talk. That's what it sounded like. And I was like, there is no way I can go live right now. So let me turn this down. So I had to go to Walgreens right around the corner, grab me some allergy medicine. Had to wait for about an hour and a half for that to kick in. And we're live now. So apologize about that. So I was also going to record a couple of case reviews. I actually have some other items here. I'm going to do a review and also give this away. Not today, but probably on the next live stream. I had all this stuff planned out to record today. I was going to knock out like 3 case reviews. I sounded ridiculous. I recorded one or a few minutes of one, paused it, or I stopped it and went to go listen back to it. And I was like, God, I can't do this. So I was going to do this today, but we'll do it probably tomorrow. So I'm going to review this. It was sent to me for free for a review, and it's a tracking card. I'm assuming you can put it in your wallet. You can essentially pair it to your Find My device with an iOS device, iPad, iPhone, MacBook, whatever. I'm going to review this tomorrow. Shout out to the company, and then we will give it away. So those of y'all that have an iPhone, and that's why I have an iPhone. Honestly, it's for case reviews and product reviews. Definitely don't use it. And look, check this out. So I did this one Tongate case review. Damn, did I do that? I don't think I did. So I actually have some decent cases. If you're looking for S26 protective cases, this company Tongate, I've never heard of them before. Apparently they're popular now. I've never been in the market for like super protective cases. You know me, I don't typically like bulky cases, and I'm not just saying this because they sent it to me. It's actually pretty protective. Like if you're in the market for a protective case, I would get one, but I'm gonna review these tomorrow. Tongate, look at it. It's like one of these. It's kind of like a frosted back. Has a kickstand. It's a metal kickstand, not plastic. MagSafe compatibility. So I'm gonna review a bunch of these tomorrow, and then we will give these away as well. So and these are pretty nice. So let's see. I have a couple of these Tongate. I have. Oh, and it comes with a screen protector, a privacy screen protector. I also got let's see. I also have some, thin board. So I have a blue thin board. I did the black one, a full review of the black one, but I still have a blue and a maroon. Now, I'll probably give this maroon thin board case away. It's like $80. So lucky you if you win it. If you got an S26, there you go. If you don't, you could probably sell this and get a pretty penny for it. But I'll review that and probably tomorrow, and we'll give stuff away. That's what we like to do here. That's what we like to do here. Oh, and Samsung sent I just got a text message just right now. Forgot to do that today, and I just left the house. Samsung says, please be sure to ship your trade-in device within the next 3 days to avoid being charged for your trade-in credit. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that like tomorrow. I actually got my trade-in device today. You know what? You know what's pretty cool? Look, we give Samsung a lot of crap. This is one of my trade-in devices. It's the base S25. Now, I mean, it's still a flat. It's kind of cool. I could definitely use a small phone like this as a backup phone, as a second phone. it's nice having a small phone. And look, we all know the cameras aren't pixel quality, but who cares, right? If it's a second phone, so, right? I've been using this today. I'm like, damn, I actually really like this phone. It's small, battery life. I charged it to 100% like midday, and it's only at 98%. So battery life appears to be good. A big, a small, bright, beautiful AMOLED display. So I kind of like this thing, but I'm like, damn, I kind of want to keep it. And then I was thinking that earlier today, and then I got that text message from Samsung, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm not gonna get charged for that $1,500. So this will be going in tomorrow. But just it's rare when you get the base model. When I first started this channel, I had an S22 that I was using as my webcam, that I was using for recording. These are perfect devices. And here's a tip: if you're a content creator or thinking about creating videos, even live streaming, something like this comes in real handy. You can grab one of these, and it doesn't even have to, you don't even have to have service on it. And here's a tip: you can even buy a blacklisted one that is stolen. If you're just using it for a webcam, for a recording device, all you need is Wi-Fi, right? You can find these that are black. This one's not blacklisted, but you can find one of these blacklisted where it's just Wi-Fi. You can still record. You can do everything else you can normally do on it. You can even make phone calls if it's on Wi-Fi. Google Voice, you can still call and text. So this is key because it's got 4K. You can use this as your webcam. I'm using my Z Flip 7 as my webcam. So these are really cool devices. I actually really like these. So I want to try and get a base S26 with the Samsung Exynos 2600 in it. I will get one this year. I don't know when. May not be next month, but 3 or 4 months I might grab an S26 with an Exynos 2600 and give it a try, right? So anyways, how's everybody doing today? Did everybody have a good week? Hey, what's going on? Good evening to you. Appreciate you joining us. How's it going? Thank you very much. Hello. Yeah, you had snow? Whoa. Yeah, it is, what is it? It's 86 here in South Texas. And here's the thing. If you know anything about South Texas, well, I guess specifically where I'm at, it's considered the hill country in South Texas. It surrounds like San Antonio and the Austin area. Is bad for, y'all know I have bad allergies, but this time of the year in March when spring hits, pollen everywhere. Like cars, I park my car in the garage, but when I left the house, when I was going to Walgreens to get some allergy medicine, all the cars are green, or like a forest green, kind of like almost like a brown or gold color from all the pollen that's falling off of the trees. That's what's got me today. So at least I can somewhat talk normal. It was really bad earlier. Buns, yes. Buns. Lots of buns. Good evening. Happy Friday. Yes. Thank you. You too. 75. Man, oh man. 26. Yikes. Actually, that didn't sound bad. When it's 100 and look, we only got a week or two of real winter weather here. When it's 103 outside, it's ridiculous. Like, I actually want to move. Would like to move somewhere where there's not bad allergies and where it actually has seasonal weather, because here it's hot 8 or 9 months out of the year and it sucks. So yeah, but appreciate y'all joining me. So got some interesting news today, and I want to know if you remember, or you might or might, depending on how old you are, right? You might or might not. If you're 40 or right around there like I am, you'll definitely remember this device now. If you're, I don't know, 20, 25, probably won't. So back in the day when, let's see, when would this be? So if this was 10 years ago, so I guess the Samsung, it would be like the S7, because they skipped. Remember when it went to S10 and they skipped to S20? So probably right around the S7, S6, something like that. And we're talking about iPhone 7, 2, I think. There was obviously at that point in time two major operating systems. You had iPhone and you had iOS. Oh, excuse me. You had Android and you had iOS. Now, right around that time, at the very beginning when cell phones came out, before the S7 and iPhone 7, maybe right around iPhone 3, S2, S3, we're talking about like maybe 2003. That's when Windows phones were I think past their prime. Windows phone, they actually had a Windows mobile operating system, and I had a Windows smartphone right before I got my very first iPhone, which was the iPhone 1 or 2. Not soon after that, I made the final switch to Android. But what I'm getting at, so Windows mobile, it's actually cool. It was a slide out with a little physical keyboard. It's pretty cool. I had a stylus. I need to find. Never mind. So you had Windows Mobile, it's kind of phasing out. You had iOS and you had Android. Now, there was another player that wanted to enter the market. And it came with a lot of skepticism, but excitement as well, right? Because the more options we have, the better. And I'm going to get to this at a later point in time. But Amazon attempted to put out a smartphone. I think right around 2015, something like that, 2016. Do you remember that? Now, it was running a version of Android called Fire OS. So it was basically running sort of on the same operating system that their TVs and their Android, their Amazon, what do they have? The boxes or Amazon, the little Amazon streaming sticks, the Fire Stick, that used, they actually made the switch away from AOSP base stock Android. Because so they would typically do what Samsung does, what OnePlus does. They get the AOSP code, and then they throw in all their proprietary apps and whatever they want in there. They came to the market about 10 years ago with this Amazon phone. And at the time, I was like, wow, that sounds cool. Interested to see it. Obviously, before I had the YouTube channel, but I was interested to check it out, right? Because I was willing to try a lot of different stuff. I love technology, so I wanted to see what it was all about. Now, I remember going, when it came out, I was like, it looks interesting. You have to remember, at this point in time, 10 years ago, it wasn't like it is today. Remember, the iPhone 7, the Samsung Galaxy S7. So think of technology back then, not as intuitive and fluid as it is today. So I went to go to, I think it was a Walmart when it first came out, because I didn't just want to buy one. I wanted to check it out. It's either Walmart or Best Buy. But I remember going in there, seeing what this is all about. And I remember walking up to it, playing around with it for a few minutes. And I remember walking away like, not a good feeling. It was like, holy crap. Things like plasticky. Operating system was not smooth. It was jittery. They loaded up with Amazon crap. Now, I think it only had the Amazon Play Store. However, at that point in time, flashing custom ROMs was real popular. I do remember there being a root for it, a custom recovery for it, and I think you could flash ROMs on it. But I did not buy one. So it kind of felt cheap. It felt janky. And I think that was the most common feeling that people took away from that Amazon phone. So we got word today that Amazon is going to reattempt to bring a smartphone to the market. And it has me kind of, we'll see where this goes. Now, this is going to be very interesting. As you know, entering the smartphone market is not easy. It's dominated by Apple and Samsung. It's dominated by Apple and Samsung. Hang on one second. Right when I hit live, y'all know shit just goes sideways. Hang on. Never fails. Happens every time. So, where was I? The smartphone market is dominated by Apple and Samsung, right? It just is. Now, it goes to show you how impressive it is for nothing to where they're at this point, because everything is stacked. The cards are stacked against you when you enter this market. It is, especially in the United States, it is so hard to penetrate the smartphone market and try and gain attention, even gain, let alone sales, right? Now, we don't know what this phone is going to be about. So I'm going to pull up this article. If you're interested, I did link it below before I hit live. So if you're interested, but I'm going to pull it up here so we can all take a look. There's a good article on 9to5Mac. So Amazon's developing a Fire Phone successor to take on iPhone with Alexa AI focus. To take on iPhone? Dun dun dun. Whoa, those are some big ambitions. Now, if anybody can do it, it helps to be essentially a top 5 company in the world, right? Amazon is up there with Apple, Google, Nvidia, right? I mean, it's up there. They have, I think they hit $1 trillion. Oh yeah, they definitely had, I think, $1 trillion company, but they got more money than God, right? So, they're gonna have to be very, very strategic with their moves, who they hire, the design, what it looks like, the operating system, how they market this thing. This is not going to be easy. Now, it's essentially, they're being set up to fail. Let's be honest. Like, the cards are stacked against them. And what are they going to do for operating system? Because they dropped Android. They stopped using the Google ASOP code. And is this going to be an AI only phone? Dare I say, what cameras is it going to have? Like, what price point are they going to put it at? I have no clue. Now, I don't think it's smart for them to enter the flagship market. It's my opinion, it's too hard. It's too hard. I think the price point that they're going to shoot for is sort of like around the nothing phone for a Pro, where, you know, probably $499, $599, something like that, where, because if they're going to enter the market, the flagship market, that's, damn it, that's almost impossible, right? Let's see here. So what do we know about this phone? After getting burned by the Fire Phone 2014, Amazon's reportedly developing a new iPhone competitor. For the current decade, the company's revitalized hardware division is taking inspiration from Alexa instead of 3D this time around. So what the hell is 3D? Let's see. So here's a statement they put out. hang on one second. I told y'all. So here's a statement they put out. The latest effort, known internally as Transformer, is being developed within its devices and services unit. According to 4 people familiar with the matter, the phone is seen as a potential mobile personalization device that can sync with home voice assistant Alexa and serve as a conduit to Amazon customers throughout the day, the people said. Well, is this going to be a traditional phone, or is this going to be like a, yeah, like an AI assistant? Like, look, I don't think AI, I think the way these companies think of AI is not how we, the public, perceive AI. Like, I think I'm generally the average person when it comes to AI, right? Like, I may edit, and I'll probably do a little bit more than the typical person because I use some for like my thumbnails and, you know, stuff like that for YouTube. I think the average person might give a little AI twist to a photo, then send it to their, I don't know, girlfriend or boyfriend, or we don't use a lot of AI like these companies think we do. I mean, everybody I know that I can think of in my head, family, friends, acquaintances, online friends, YouTube friends, we're not like heavy AI users. So this is going to be an AI based phone. So I'm assuming it's a traditional phone where you go to your carrier, eSIM, SIM card, mobile carrier services, call, text, all that stuff. It'll probably have it'd have an operating system, but I think it's going to have a traditional operating system. I just don't know if it's going to be Android based. Now, from them moving their TVs and their Fire Sticks away from Android, I am anticipating Amazon to not use Android for this phone. Now, I think that's their first mistake, because with this AI phone, it's going to be linked to Alexa, and it's going to, you can order this tracking card just by your voice, by telling Alexa, hey Alexa, order me a tracking card, the Spot Menders tracking card. Boom, and it shows them on your doorstep tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I can do that now with my phone. Like why would I buy this phone over an iPhone or over the latest Pixel, right? Like, okay. But I think their first mistake is not using Android. It's so hard, especially if you have your own operating system. It's basically doomed the day they launch it. I'm sorry. Now, maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't see this going anywhere. And I think they need to hire people like me or you in these departments to tell them this. Like, I think some of these companies have these, like Amazon, for example, have this great idea. They're sitting around in a boardroom and they're thinking, you know what? Why don't we bring the Amazon the Fire phone back? And you have I guess Jeff Bezos is not there anymore, but whatever the new CEO, yeah, we might do that. Go ahead and look into that. And they get this project put together and they give him this whole presentation to make it look grand. And he's like, yeah, do it. I don't know. I think they're set up to fail. This thing is going to be heavy. Yes, thank you. It's probably going to be heavy ads. Look, Amazon's in business to make money. So they're going to be pushing their services. They're going to be pushing their products. Probably lock screen ads, I'm not going to lie. And Nothing learned their lesson after a bunch of backlash. They took lock screen ads off of the Nothing phone. I just don't. You still have a Windows mobile phone? Yes, that's what I had. Probably had something similar. Great White North here, but allergies in the summer for sure. Yikes. Yeah, I guess I can't get unless you live on an island, right? Where, and even they have some allergies, but you get a good sea breeze. When I lived in the Virgin Islands, I don't remember having allergies like this. But um, so this initiative is the newest chapter in a years long effort to bring to market Jeff Bezos' long held vision of a ubiquitous voice driven computing assistant akin to the voice controlled computer and science fiction series Star Trek. Bezos had envisioned a smartphone that had shopping at its core and could take on Apple by offering shipping convenience and discounts throughout the Prime membership. Along the way, Amazon could gain a wealth of new data about users only available through mobile phones, combined with purchase history and content preferences. Well, you know what that's called? It's called Amazon. They already have an app for that. Did they forget that? Because whenever I need to buy something, I just go on the app and order it, and it shows up at my doorstep. So I don't know how they could implement that more into a mobile experience. Again, like, I get they have this big grand idea, and I don't mean to burst their bubble, and I think I added Amazon in the video description. So I'm sure after watching this, they're not going to be sending a phone to review. And you know what? I might actually just buy it with my own money and review it, because I don't look, I'm going to hold judgment until we see more details, because we don't know what processor it's going to have. We honestly don't know if it's going to be running Android, although I think if they did not run Android, if it runs some, whatever they call it now, that's literally Amazon source code, it's going to fail from launch. Like, let's just be honest. But we don't know what size display. We don't know what cameras. We don't know the battery. Can you put ESPN app on there? I know the Amazon has their own app store, but come on, let's be real. Like, nobody's going to buy this. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some, but I don't know why these companies waste money like this. It's just, I get that idea, right? But like, if you're not going to do it right, why do it at all? And I don't understand why, if they have some proprietary operating system or they have something shitty on it, like, why even go down this route again, right? You've already failed once. Don't go down that same road doing the same thing. You need to give users something that they want, something different, right? That's why I love Nothing. Great looking phones. It's a joy to use, right? And look, I know that Nothing doesn't have the very best cameras, and I'm okay with that, right? It's a trade-off, right? No phone's perfect. I say that in all my videos. Now, I'm sure this Amazon phone's going to be far from perfect, but I just think as a company, they don't give this a chance if they don't do it right out the gate. So there's not much content on what does this say? Hang on. As envisioned, the new phone's personalization features would make buying from Amazon, watching Prime Video, listening to Prime Music, or ordering food from partners like Grubhub easier than ever. They asked for anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss internal matters. Let's see here. I also heard, do you remember that story? It was about a year ago, where Amazon is going to offer wireless service. So I think Amazon actually purchased a wireless, like an old fading wireless services. So I wouldn't be surprised if they bundle this phone with wireless service. Like, you buy your cell phone from Amazon and you buy, I guess, an eSIM or a physical SIM from Amazon. Let's see here. Amazon purchased wireless carrier. Let's go to new Amazon. Okay, Amazon has not purchased a major US wireless carrier, but it has explored partnerships to act as an MVNO. Well, that's what I meant. To offer low cost or free mobile service with Prime members. While they have not bought a carrier, they acquired Wi-Fi mesh company Eero. Hang on a second. Amazon has held discussions with. They were rumored to purchase Boost Mobile. That's what it was. Okay, so they were in the bidding to buy Boost Mobile. Dish won. That's what it was. Dish won the bid, so they acquired Boost Mobile. But I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon has got it in their head. You know, I'm sure they might buy a wireless carrier, or they might start their own MVNO. They don't have to buy a wireless carrier. They can just start an MVNO themselves, which they might do, and package this all together with this new Amazon Fire Phone and bring it to the market. But to this point, let's see here. I really don't see anything that would pull people away from an iPhone or an Android. I just don't. I think they're wasting money, honestly. Who's going to buy this? I'll say not me, but I might buy it to review it, but even that's a stretch. Even that's a stretch. Now, I wanted to get into, I got word today that Samsung is close to enabling quick share to AirDrop on next month's security patch. So what are we in March? Does the S26 have March? Yeah, they do. So I think in April's security patch for the S26 Ultra, that security patch will enable your device to quick share in your Samsung S26 Ultra or S26 Plus or S26 to work with AirDrop, sending files to and from. Just like Pixel did when the Pixel 10 came out. You can not only send stuff from your Pixel 10 to an iPhone, but you can send stuff from an iPhone to a Pixel via AirDrop. So it works flawlessly, just like you're sending a file from iPhone to iPhone. So we were expecting that. I was actually expecting that at launch with the S26 series. They didn't mention anything, but today they basically confirmed it, saying it's going to come very soon. And what I've heard is it's going to be on next month's security patch. So that's something to look forward to. What if you have a S25 or S24? Well, I also heard that those will be enabled. However, it's going to take some time. So they're going to push everything to their latest and greatest. And then, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months down the road, they'll push an update to the S25 series that will enable quick share to AirDrop. And then 3 or 4 or 5 months after that, they will push an update to the S24 series. Now, I don't know how far back they're going to enable this on. I think they're probably just going to go to S24. And don't be surprised if it's only available on the S26 for a little longer than just a few months, right? They want to make this like a flagship feature. It sucks they do this. I know you're missing out. That's why they do it. It's because they want you to upgrade and or buy the latest device. But you will eventually have it. If you're hanging on to your S25, if you're not all in on this S26 Ultra thing, you're gonna have to probably wait at least 6 months, I bet, before they 5 or 6 months before they push that update to your phone. But you will get it, I think, within the year. At least I would hope so. Within the year. So that's good news. Now, I don't know if it's coming to any other devices. So Oppo has a cool AirDrop thing. They said Oppo's already essentially has a file sharing. Oppo and OnePlus will file share to Apple iPhones. However, you have to download the OConnect app on iOS device, whether it's an iPhone, MacBook, or iPad. But the update Samsung is pushing goes straight to AirDrop, just like the Pixel does. So I think Motorola does too. Their CubeSat network would compete with SpaceX. They use a lot of them already to track their fleets of vehicles and provide them internet access. Interesting. Yeah, with what is it? What is Jeff Bezos' satellite company? Blue Star or Blue something. Um, Good point. Very good point. Because we know Elon Musk and SpaceX are partnering right now with T-Mobile to provide satellite connectivity for server. If you get out of range of your service provider, it'll kick back to satellite messaging and or calling. But their long-term goals is Elon Musk is going to offer whenever that deal is done, and maybe in a year or two, they're actually going to be their own wireless carrier, meaning provide their own carrier network services to consumers. So instead of having T-Mobile, you could switch to SpaceX Mobile. What are they? I forgot what they're calling it, but eventually, yeah. So I would not be surprised if Amazon did that as well. I just saw an article they're launching, like, I can't remember how many satellites in space. The Blue Star, whatever the hell Amazon's called, or Jeff Bezos' company's called. Blue Origin, I don't know, Blue Whale, I don't know what the hell it's called. They're launching a ton of satellites here in the next, I don't know, few months. I saw something on that, so probably right. Probably correct. Let's see here. I know there was something else. What time is it? Almost 8? It's about time to get out of here. Let's see. I thought there was one other. Let's see. Nothing has not shipped the phone yet. I checked earlier today. Don't know why. Should get it next week, but I said that last week. Let's see here. Well, I think I was going to talk about, I think it's old news now. The Samsung Galaxy Trifold. They stopped sales after what, 3 months. But are they going to make a second one? Yes, they are. They're going to be making a sequel to the Galaxy Trifold. I think they put that out just to obviously as a test run. But come on. When it's $3,000 and you don't even offer insurance for it on your website, and they sold out. You know, there's a bunch of nerds out there, even nerdier than I am, that purchased it. Not saying you have to be a nerd, but you know what I mean. That's kind of ridiculous. $3,000, no insurance. Yeah, I'm out. And it's a limited edition. Good luck trying to get it fixed if it's broke, or even getting a replacement, right? They only sold a few of them. So let's say you need a screen replacement. Well, we can't replace the screen, so we'll just send you a new one. And then you're like, and then they're like, well, wait, we don't have any to send you. You're like, well, what am I going to do now? I have no clue. That's why I kind of stay away from those. Look, even buying, Nothing now does offer service, but they just offered that like a year ago. Even buying a Nothing phone up until like a year ago was a little risky, right? Because here in the US, it was in the beta program. What if you break a screen? What if you need a replacement? Who's going to fix it, right? It's kind of risky. Now, I was just on their website. They do offer service. Repair service. You can actually you can actually mail it in, start a service ticket. They'll repair it, ship it back to you. So stuff like that. When you get an iPhone, when you get a Samsung, you don't even think about that. But when you get, devices that are rare, hard to come by, you gotta kind of think about that stuff, right? Let's see here. Well, I guess that'll be it. It's a real shame about the wireless charging for the S26 Ultra, isn't it? What a disappointment. Oh my God. That's, minus there's really not, like, look, the display on the S26 Ultra, it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm using the device as my main phone now. And look, I'm lucky that I don't have eye strain. It doesn't give me headaches. Sure, does the display look a tiny bit off from the S25 Ultra? It does, but whatever. It doesn't bother me. So I'm going to keep the phone, right? But what does bother me is the wireless charging. Now, I don't really use wireless charging, but I know a lot of people do. And it is a freaking mess. I know I put out 1 or 2 videos in regards to testing it out, but I've been doing a lot more testing behind the scenes or when I'm off camera, and it is a total mess. When you hook it up to your wireless charger, you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, it's all over the place. And we're in 2026. Like, what are we doing? And it didn't even hit me until like yesterday when I was doing the test, because I don't wirelessly charge. I don't see the point. Just plug it in, get it charged up as fast as possible, and keep it moving. I don't want it to take twice as long. If wireless charging could charge my device twice as fast as wired charging, I would charge my phone wirelessly all the time, right? No matter which way you charge it, I'm doing the fastest way. I'm not going to be taking the long route on charging. So it's just so dumb to me that we're at this point and they can't even figure out wireless charging on these devices. Now, one caveat, I don't have a Samsung wireless charger. Maybe I should buy one, but you know what? Maybe I shouldn't, because these phones are mad expensive and the wireless charger. So what if I buy a wireless charger? What are they? 80 bucks, 90 bucks. And I get it, I plug it in, and it still doesn't give me my 25 watts or close to 25 watts. What if it's still at 8 or 9 watts? And I call Samsung, get in contact with them. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Oh, well, to achieve maximum rated wireless charging speeds, you have to have the wireless charger and the Samsung charging brick. So I'm like, well, great, now I got to spend an extra $60 on top of the $90 I spent already. So I'm going to have to spend $150 just to get fast wireless charging, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so dumb. And maybe I should buy it, test it, and send that shit back. That may be the move, because I'm really wondering now. I look, they need to be called out if that's the case, but there's only one way to find out. I may have to just buy it, test it, and send it back. Maybe. Actually, let me look into it. Let me look into that right now. I appreciate your time. I'm going to get out of here. It's getting a little late. But I do appreciate you stopping by, saying what's up, checking out the channel, talking some technology with me. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday evening, or wherever you are. ColorOS is best. Also fully compatible with iOS. Yes, I like ColorOS. And I'm actually starting to look at phones that come with ColorOS. I really, really, really want to get the Oppo Find X9 Pro. The X10 Pro I saw is right around the corner. So I think I'm going to hold out for that and purchase one. I like ColorOS. I do. I purchased one OnePlus 13 with... It was the Chinese model. So it had ColorOS, but it was the Chinese variant ColorOS. Now, I liked it, but I was like, I changed the language to English in the settings, but there was still stuff that was in Mandarin. So I was like, I couldn't uninstall stuff. So I was like, oh, shit. So I'll probably look for an Oppo Find, either X9 Pro or I know they're going to be expensive. Best bet's probably to get a used Oppo Find X9 Pro. I really want to test those cameras out. I really like that design language. And I do. I like ColorOS. I really like it a lot. In fact, I think I could use that as my daily driver. I like it so much. So I really want to test one out. The full ColorOS, the non-Chinese ColorOS. I think I'm going to like it. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to look for Samsung wireless chargers and an Oppo Find X9 Pro. Thank you for that tip, for reminding me. Where was I at? Hope everybody had a great Friday. We'll probably, oh no, we're not probably, we will do a giveaway. tomorrow. I got to review some stuff planned for tomorrow. And when I'm done, we'll go live and we'll do a giveaway. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to give away this for iPhone users. This right here. I got to review this and then we will do a giveaway. And I'm thinking about doing a wireless charger giveaway. I got 2 in the package. These are the best ones you can buy. Like the fastest wire that I did my video on the other day. Wireless charging standard 2.2, 25 watts. Pretty good. Just don't hook them up to a Samsung phone because you might be disappointed. But it'll work with anything else. It's not this that was the problem. It's the phone. So appreciate the time. Hope everybody has a great Friday night. Join me tomorrow and we'll do a giveaway. Appreciate it. Take care and I'll see y'all later. Thank you. You too.